Hello, and welcome to the Sisters of the Shire Podcast. I'm Abby.
And I'm Ashley.
Our podcast is all about talking about our love of Tolkien stories and maybe introducing or helping you through some that you might have missed.
This season, we are covering the Unfinished Tales, Tolkien's extended version / alternate universe / deleted scenes of a lot of the stories from the Silmarillion, plus some bonus content that didn't quite work with the Silmarillion narrative flow.
So, whether you've read every book cover to cover, or you're just here because you're curious about Tolkien's other works or had a hard time reading them, all are welcome.
Now let's get into the Unfinished Tales. Let's go!
Woo! Let's
go! Let's go!
How are you?
Abigail?
Oh, okay. I know we're talking about a podcast about another book, but Ashley and I... Whoa. What am I doing? Hold on. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ashley. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Yeah. It was Ashley's birthday on Saturday.
Yes. March 21st, the first day of spring.
All beautiful things happen on that day.
It does. It really does.
And I won't reveal your lovely age because it's also the age that I'm turning, and I'm like, let's get into it. 36.
Anything fun happen at 36 that did not happen at 35? Let us know.
You're in the future for me, so you got to tell me.
That's true.
You got to let me know.
All right. I'll let you know in the next few months.
Happy birthday. I hope you had a wonderful day.
Thank you. I did. I did what I think you wanted to talk about at first.
Yes.
But then
I cut myself off. My brain. I have too many tabs open, as I say.
Well, I appreciate that you thought my birthday was more important than the amazing movie that we both saw yesterday.
Yes. We went and saw Project Hail Mary, which
Not together, but at the same time and day, apparently.
What is it? Yeah, we came and we were watching it under the same moon.
Yes.
Under the same sky.
Yes.
But it has been on my brain. I took my son with me, and then my husband and our really good friend, we went and saw it on the big, like, what is it? The Max, not IMAX, but like the other Max. I don't know what it is, where you get to lay in the big recliners. That was awesome. Anyway, so I am like riding that high of one of the best movies I've seen this past few months. Honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. And can I say I was telling my coworkers about it, and I was like, my movie husband, that's what I call him. Ryan Gosling is my movie husband, which cult allows because they are born on the exact same day. And so
really?
he's just the alternate universe cult. And so I say that he's my movie husband. I have a real at-home husband, and then I have a movie husband.
It's fair. If you're gonna choose one, it's gotta be Ryan Gosling. So.
Yeah, I know. But before anybody gets after me, I only started this admiration when I saw the Barbie movie and Fall Guy and this movie. I wasn't a notebook girly.
I was a notebook girly, but also a Lars in the Real Girl.
Yes, that
girly.
One too. That's a great one.
And also The Replacements. Like, I've been a fan for a while.
Oh, no. He's also adorable in Remember the Titans. He was cute in that movie. Like,
not The
he was hilarious.
Remember the Titans. Sorry, not The Replacements. I'm sorry. They're both football movies, and they start with R. That one gets me every time. They blend together in my brain.
Anyway,
they're very different movies, though.
If y'all have read the book, it's very true to the book, which made me so happy. And then also, if you haven't read the book, like my son and my husband and my friend that went with us, they loved it just as much. So
yes,
I wholly endorse it, and it's so cute. I love it so much. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
My boy
So
cried.
Lizzie
I
and I
cried. My boy cried.
So Lizzie and I have been listening to it because that's how I read books usually is I listen to them and I count it as the same. I don't care what people say. So Lizzie and I have been listening to it and we got just to the part where like
It is
he sees that
spoilers?
there's another
Is it
ship.
spoilers? Okay.
I mean, sees
No
another ship. Like
spoilers.
he's in the space. But so she hadn't met his friend yet.
Yeah.
And the
Oh?
friend, it, like, makes the entire book, really. So Lizzie is 8, and she actually paid attention and was able it kept her, entertained. I will say her words were, like, to describe the movie. "So what'd you think, Lizzie?" "It was emotional, but adorable."
Yes! Colt cried, I think, too. Ugh. Anyway.
Such a good
Well, let's
movie.
talk
Highly
about our other
recommend.
really good books. Oh, and then another side note, because I thought that you would really appreciate it. Has nothing to do exactly what we're talking about. Remember, I have a lot of tabs open in my brain right now, but
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
went outside and there was sunshine and, I was like Wally and I had my little solar panel out, and so I have got energy right now and now all my brain's firing in different directions. Anyway.
"What is this? Sun? What is
Yeah.
this?"
Um, I was parking my car at soccer practice on Friday, and one of the moms of the girl one of my favorite little girls on my team, she was parked next to me, and I, like, had to talk to her about something, and she rolled down her window, and on her screen where she's, like, listening to something, there was, Tengwar, like, Elvish writing on her screen, and I was like, "What are you" I was like, "What's that? What are you listening to?" And she goes, "Oh, it's silly. It's a Lord of the Rings podcast. My daughter and I listen to it all the time, and it's, like, her favorite thing." And I'm like, "Excuse me, huh?" And I was like, "What?" And so I was telling her, I was like, "Oh, I have a podcast that, we talk about blah, blah, blah," and then, like, a few minutes into the conversation, I mentioned it again. She goes, wait, is that your podcast?" And I was like, "Yes." And she goes, "Oh, I thought you were just, like, suggesting a podcast that you listen to, not that it's your podcast." I was like, "Yes, it's mine. You should listen to it. You'd love it." So, hopefully we'll get a new follower, a new listener. Lucy, if
Yes.
you're listening, hello.
It's funny, again, Tolkien fans are all in all shapes and sizes. Like, it just the most random like I said was it last week? Girls at Ulta were, like, commenting on
Yeah,
my sweatshirt. "I love Lord of the Rings." I'm like, "You do?" Like,
yeah.
gone are the
Oh,
days where, like, the nerds had to hide their yeah,
behind their
like the mom,
greasy
like, "It's
hair.
silly." Yeah. Like, it's silly, like, no one listens to it's embarrassing, it's a niche thing, it's just my little thing.
Yeah, I'll have to ask her what the podcast she was listening to, because I guess, like
I was gonna say, what was the podcast?
I know, it was, she says they're, like, 3 hours long a piece. Like, they're, like, crazy. I don't know, I'll have to ask her. Um
Wow.
But she says that she loves them, and I said, "Well, you should, maybe dip your toes into another Lord of the Rings podcast, hmm?"
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Anyway, sorry, I had to relay a lot of messages okay, I closed out of those tabs out of my brain, got
Okay,
all that done, and
okay.
I did that, and that is done, and now okay,
Now we can talk
now
about the episode.
yes. Okay.
So, how much do you remember of last week?
I remember it was the, like, drama episode. So, like, you
Mhm,
kind
mhm.
of got into the life of, uh what's the little girl's name? And
Ancalimë.
May, like, it's kind of a little bit more old like, she's a little older. What was she, like, 8?
7.
7? And it's like, she kinda is not I would say sheltered in the sense of, like, she is being educated, but not in, like, the outside world in a sense of, like,
I mean, would you
men.
consider Rapunzel sheltered? I mean,
Yeah.
Mother Gothel would beg to differ, but
Yeah. But, like, in the sense
She
of,
had
like,
books.
she's probably getting an education and, like, going outside and, like, doing things and knowing how the world works, but, like, since her mother has barred any men or boys to really be around her home, she doesn't really understand what those are. And then
Mhm.
she met a little boy, which I think I remember it being, like, one of my favorite descriptions of a little boy. Like, he just eats
Yes.
stuff and gets bigger.
Like, yeah, they
Oh,
eat
he's
stuff,
noisy.
they're
Yeah, they break
noisy and they're
stuff, and they're
messy.
noisy,
Yeah.
and they're loud.
Yeah.
But it was
It's a
cuter
boy.
than that. I'm just paraphrasing, but it was cuter than that because that's not all boys
Yes.
are. Boys are sweet, adorable little things. So, then
Your boys
I
are.
think he yeah, I think he and then the little boy mentioned, like, his dad or something. It's just like, "What's a
Mhm.
dad?" You have
Oh,
one
but
of
not
those?
funny.
Wait, you got one of those? Lucky. And then we got to meet a side character, which I was like, "Man, she needs more page time." She reminds me
Mhm.
of, Lady Cluck from, um, Robin Hood, the animated Robin Hood.
I'd say that's pretty accurate in my head, yeah.
Lady Cluck, where she's like,
Mhm.
"Mistress," like, she takes care of the little miss, but she's
Mhm.
always like, she's not cruel, she's just stern and
Yeah.
kinda like a spinster, an
Yeah.
old crone, as they say.
Outspoken. Yeah. Yeah, they
Um,
called her a crone a few times.
uh,
Sure she wears that hat with pride, though.
uh, and so I'm sure she still gives hugs.
Yes,
But
yeah.
her build in my head, it looks very Lady Cluck to me, but maybe a little thinner.
I love it, I love
But,
it.
uh, then there was word that, eh, crap, what's his name?
Aldarion.
Aldarion was coming home,
Mhm.
and, his wife was like, "Oh, that's cool, I guess. If he wants to come here, that's fine." And then or if he can find us, I guess. And then he did come home and realize that his house was empty, and he didn't know where his family was, and he was kind of embarrassed about that because he couldn't ask, like, "Hey, have you guys seen my family I abandoned?" And
Yeah.
then he went and talked to his dad, who was very grumpy at him,
Mhm.
and kinda threw him the shade of, "Well, you broke your promise that you were supposed to be back a lot sooner, and you really have no excuse, so I'm not gonna listen to your excuses. If you wanna find your family, they're over in her land, but, they probably don't wanna see you, so just letting you know."
Yes.
And then they did go back, he did go to their house, and she was very curt with him, I
Mhm.
would say. And she told all his other men that were there to go away, and one of them was the dad of the little boy that was talking to
Yes.
the girl, and then, she didn't cast Aldarion away, she just was turned around and walked into the house, didn't really slam the door in his face, so he kinda felt like, "Okay, I guess I could go in," and then she, like, started no, not yelling at him, but I don't know, and then
That's
she went to
basically where
bed.
I left you, is that, yeah,
Yeah,
she
then
just
she went
walked
to
into the
bed.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I
was a
said, "Good
very good
day, sir."
synopsis. You hit, like, almost every single one of my bullet points. I am so proud. Like, 10 out of 10.
Hey.
10 out of 10.
Like I said, my
Um,
little solar panel is helping my brain.
Abby needs sunshine, you guys. But she also
Yeah,
loves her green, so yeah.
yeah. I'm
Okay.
mauling you guys. That's it.
Yes.
And my little
Mhm.
solar panel comes out.
Plant.
Yeah. And it makes that
Okay.
ding noise at the end
Yes.
when he fills up his energy.
I love that movie so much. Okay, so we are going to pick up where we left off. So, just, you just said this, but just to kind of really set the scene, Aldarion has arrived at the house. Erendis and him have a short and very stiff conversation. She goes inside the house, and he follows after a warning from Zamin, but also I love calling her, what did you call her?
Lady Cluck.
Madam Lady Cluck, that the welcome will not be warm from Erendis. And so that's kind of where we last left you. So
Okay.
Aldarion goes in the house, and Erendis is nowhere to be found. She doesn't come down to dinner. In fact, women serve him dinner just completely away from everyone. It's not even at like the main dining room table. He just like has a table somewhere else. So just as Aldarion is finishing with his meal, Erendis does arrive. And she basically tells him, you must be tired from your journey. There's a guest room ready for you. If you need something, call one of the servants. She also adds a particular note, which I can't help but read into. She says, quote, if you are cold, call for fire.
I ain't coming to warm you up, sir.
That's exactly what I thought. Um, like, it's if she's like prepared to hear a comment about, warming her bed or warming his bed, or, if he was going to say anything about the coldness of his welcome, she's just like cutting that off right there. That warmth needs to come from elsewhere, but not from me. Okay, buddy.
Yeah.
So apparently Aldarion has no reply. I mean, what would he even say? Plus, I imagine she said this, turned on her heel, and just like left the room. So he
With a really
doesn't
cool
try.
swish of her clothes, like really dramatically.
Yes. And the hair. The hair.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't try and follow her or try to talk to her. He goes straight to his guest room and goes to bed early that night because he actually was tired from the journey, but he couldn't admit that she was right, of course. So, Aldarion. Quote, he cast himself on the bed and forgot soon the shadows of Middle Earth and of Númenor in a heavy sleep.
Oh.
So, oh,
Wait, hold on. Wait,
go
hold on.
ahead.
That was one thing I forgot about in the recap. Was
I was
he was
willing to
trying
let
to
it go,
explain
but
he was trying to explain to his dad why he was gone, and he said that there's like disruption or like evil things happening in Middle Earth, and you kind of get the hint that like, uh-oh. Like,
mhm.
okay, I know sounds so stupid, but is this Sauron time or is this Morgoth time?
This is Sauron time
Okay.
because Morgoth was wiped out in the war that the men were gifted Númenor. So that's how I kind of remember
That's
the timeline.
right. Okay.
Yeah. But this is like Sauron's like building up time. He's not like this is there's whispers of, things in the west or, in the east. It's very like subtle right now.
Okay.
Um and I wasn't gonna, if you missed that one little thing, I was gonna let it go because we aren't really gonna talk about that part this week. Next week we're gonna talk about it though. So
Okay.
just log that away in your brain, and also log away that he gave Aldarion gave Meneldur a letter that was written from Gil-galad that we don't know the contents of as of right now. So just remember that.
Do you wanna be my
But
pen pal? Right back soon.
no,
Sincerely,
it's a chain letter. Like,
your
you must forward this on to 5 people,
Yeah.
or you will have bad luck for the next
He opens it and there's just so much glitter in it. He's like, "God dang it. Come on."
just glitter bombs, but it's all,
Yeah.
like, elvish, like, just amazingness.
Meaning it will never
Okay.
go away.
Yes. Okay, so, yes, good note. But yeah, he's gonna just, forget about all that right now. He just gonna go straight to bed. Tired Aldarion isn't putting up much of a fight with his less than warm welcome. But morning Aldarion is a bit of a different story. He woke really early, and he awoke to a great disquiet and anger. Again, the disquiet.
Has he even seen his daughter yet? Has he even
Nope.
asked to see his kid yet? Oh my god.
Nope. Yeah.
Alright.
Okay. So, Abby, you are in the doghouse, obviously, with your wife, hypothetically. She does not seem to be happy about your return. She has barely spoken to you, let alone been in the same room with you. What is your move here? What do you do in this morning? What is your plan?
Make her breakfast, do the dishes, um,
Yes.
like, keep your space clean, don't move back into the main house just yet.
This is the
Maybe
picking
s
the wildflowers time, right?
That's
Like,
what I was gonna
that's in
say,
every
pick some
movie.
wildflowers,
Yes.
take a shower so you don't stink. Like, come on.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
Don't talk over
Well
her if she starts talking to you. Let her get everything out.
Yep, yep. That would be the wise man's, course of action. But Aldarion is not a wise man, because grumpy, disquieted, morning Aldarion's first plan, he is going to sneak out of the house, go and find his sailor buddies that are nearby, and head back to Armenelos and, quote, summon Erendis to bring his daughter to Armenelos and not have dealings with her upon her own ground.
Oh, oh, no. No.
Nope,
That sounds
nope.
so selfish, like, I can't. That's
Yeah.
mm,
And I'm like, it's summon Erendis to bring his daughter. Is he saying, hey, Erendis, will you bring my daughter with you when you come? Or this is a message to have his daughter sent to Armenelos, Erendis can stay behind. That is not clear to me. But in my head, I don't think Erendis is invited. Um, and he's going to say this all in a letter or via messenger somehow, the coward's way. Because talking about it here at her ground, her house, means that he isn't on his ground. So he needs like home field advantage or he needs the high ground. Either metaphor that works for you.
oh my
Um,
gosh.
but obviously the coward's way out, right? Like a horribly selfish, cowardly plan. Yeah. So he opens the door to his guest room to put this brilliant plan into action, and Arendis is standing there, just waiting for him.
Think he's, like, talking to himself in his room, and then he's, like, pacing back and forth, then he opens the door, and she's like, "I've heard what you're" like, she could hear the whole thing. She's, like,
Yeah,
standing there with her arms crossed.
I could see that. The plan could use some work. I have a few ideas. I have a few notes.
You're kidding me.
Yeah.
You're joking right now.
Well, apparently she had been up all night. It says like she didn't sleep in her bed, but it doesn't say if she was standing there the entire night. But in my head, she was standing there the entire night, just waiting. Because part of me thinks, like, okay, what if she was waiting for him to try and come to her? And she was just like trying to beat him to the point or something. But
Yeah,
also, would that have even worked if he had, like, tried to come to her at a room or something? I'd say the odds are 60-40 on that one. I could see that
yeah,
going very horribly, and I can also see that going very well. Like, it's that was a yeah.
yeah.
Um, I could also see her being standing there, unable to decide if she wanted to knock on his door, like, to just confront him and talk about things. Not likely because she is giving the very pissed off vibes. Still a possibility though. This is the one I find the most likely. She is just out there fuming that he was able to just go to sleep.
Mm,
I think that's the more likely of the scenarios in my
yeah.
head.
Unable to
Flames
go
on
to
the side
sleep
of
because
my
she's like, yeah,
face. Yeah.
pacing. He's
Yes.
just snoring in the other room. Could not care less.
Yes. So she says to him, quote, you leave more promptly than you came, my lord. I hope that, being a mariner, you have not found this house of women irksome already, to go thus before your business is done. Indeed, what business brought you hither? May I learn it before you leave?
Love that she's talking to him like some stranger that she's, like, meeting for the first time.
It's very cut off. It's very impersonal. Um, and like, what did you have some business here that you wanted to discuss? Because, I don't think we got around to that. What business brought you here anyway? Because
Why you
clearly it's not to see me
or your family
or
or
your daughter. Yeah. Um. Yeah. And nothing is written here except the tiny snippets of conversation. But did he ever ask how she was? Like, how have you been doing? Or I don't know, like you said, how their daughter was. Um. So Aldarion replies, quote, I was told in Armenelos that my wife was here and had removed my daughter hither. As to the wife, I am mistaken, it seems. But have I not a daughter?
oh,
They're going to go with the my daughter thing here, which very stupid.
yeah.
Um,
But
and
also, is
very
he saying like, "Oh, I don't
ballsy.
have a wife anymore"?
I think so. Or this woman in front of me is not my wife. This is a different. She's changed.
Oh,
Maybe that's how I took it. Um, they're not. They're clearly not trying for the marriage here anymore, right? They're just two strangers who hate each other now. I'm very much getting that vibe.
yes.
All right, am I the only one? Okay.
Or she's
So,
like the fuming, hating part, and he's like, "What? What did I do wrong? What? Why are you mad at me?"
yeah. Well, if you're going to play this game, I'm going to play this game too.
Yeah.
Erendis replies, quote, You had one some years ago, but my daughter has not yet risen.
You had a daughter some years ago, is that what you're saying?
I think she's referring to her. Like, you had a wife some years ago.
Oh, okay.
And then as to the daughter, my daughter has not yet risen. Again, with the my daughter. Um, and she was like, but my daughter, who I have been raising and, caring for the last 5 years without you, sir. So, or whatever years. Um, so I think in her head, not only leaving for MRIA was her trying to take care of herself, and I think it was also a way of divorcing him in so many words.
Yeah.
Like that was her move there.
How they did it back then, who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. Quote, then let her rise while I go for my horse. So like, well, get her up. I'm going to go find my horse. And now, this might be a little confusing because you think his horse would just be at like a stable that was nearby the house, but apparently, when the three of them arrived, him and his sailor buddies, the one sailor buddy that was the dad of the boy, he went actually to his home, but the other sailor buddy took the horse with him at the house that was like down the road a bit. So the horse is not on the premises. So Arendis does have some time here to think.
Okay.
So Aldarion is wanting to see his daughter. What do you do here as the mom?
What's it called when, like, uh, parents get divorced and they have a kid and they, like, have a chaperone visit, that's
Custody.
it.
Oh, ooh, okay. Yeah, I like that. I like
Yeah.
that.
So that's how it's gonna
Oh,
go.
and we have the perfect lady, obviously.
Yeah.
Zameen, or Lady Cluck, as you call her.
Uh-huh.
Uh, well, Arendis is kind of battling with herself. On the one hand, she wants nothing to do with Aldarion. She's made that very clear. I'm sure she would love it if Ancalimë had nothing to do with him as well. It's just probably going to cause more harm than good because he's just going to keep leaving again. Um, she's mine. I want to protect her. I want to keep her safe.
Yeah.
All valid points. But if Erendis doesn't let Aldarion see their daughter, she could get in trouble with the king, aka Daddy Meneldur. Um, and apparently the council in Armenelos had quite a bit to say about the king's heir's daughter being raised out in the country away from, the royal life.
Yeah.
So there's that part of it as well.
True,
Um,
true.
Now, we haven't really talked about like a king's council before, but Christopher does have a footnote here explaining that there was a kind of royal council in Númenor, which was made up of someone from each of the different territories of Númenor. For example, Valandiel of Andunier, Aldarion's cousin, he was on the council because he was the kind of leader of that territory. The king's heir would also often be included on the council so he could learn, how Númenor worked and learn how to govern and such. I doubt Aldarion attended many meetings. Just saying. Quote, they owed their place not to their descent or their wealth, but to the esteem and love in which they were held in their countries. So it was
Okay.
a voting kind of system, not passed through the family or because, hey, that's the richest guy here, let's make him do it. Or buying the vote, although there's probably that too. So, for this council to not be happy with Erendis' upbringing of Ancalimë could have consequences. So, by the time Aldarion came back with his horse and his companion sailor guy, Erendis made the decision to have Ancalimë meet her father. Qu-
Okay. He probably doesn't even remember her name.
Quote, she stood erect and stiff as her mother, and made him no courtesy as he dismounted and came up the steps towards her. Okay,
She's
how's
not
this gonna go?
stoked.
How's this gonna go? Or things could blow up in many different ways here.
She acts like she doesn't know who he is, I think. Like, this is a stranger to her. Uh,
The first thing Ancalimë says is, quote, who are you, and why do you bid me to rise so early before the house is stirring?
Why'd you wake me up?
Yes.
I didn't wanna get
Like,
up.
she's gonna hate him forever now. There is a reason they say, let sleeping children lie, because I don't know if your daughter was the same, but waking up Lizzie before she wakes up naturally on her own is a thing I try not to do it at all costs. Like, it's just
It's I had so Fox or, Colt had to take Oakley to his soccer game, and he fell asleep in the car on the way there, and he only got to sleep for, like, 10 minutes, and so he said he woke him up by putting his soccer stuff on his legs, like, he was fully asleep in his car seat, and Colt just started putting, like, shin guards on his legs and his socks, and so, first of all, crazy way to wake up, like, suddenly
yeah.
somebody's, like, dressing you, but also he's like, "What the heck?" And he was so mad. It was like I had to be called on FaceTime to calm him down because I wasn't there, but,
Yeah.
I was like, buddy, it's okay." But Colt's like, "I messed up. I woke him up." I'm like, "Yeah, you're not supposed to do that, actually."
No. Like, I will literally, like, wake up, know she's asleep, but I will be, like, getting ready loudly in the hopes that it will somehow, like, ease the waking of her up naturally to try and, like, speed it along without me having to, like, wake her up because I would rather do that than
I get a lot
wake
of
her up.
yelling. It doesn't get better with age. My
Yeah,
older
I get
ones
crying.
mine is, "Okay, I'm getting up." Like,
Yeah,
"Are you, or are you just yelling at me?"
yeah. But, to be fair, you and I are not good examples of this from our childhood or really teenage years either.
No. No, not really.
I just
I think I
wouldn't wake up,
donkey
and
kicked
then
my mom
you
once.
yes, you got violent. I just wouldn't
Yeah,
wake up.
yeah. I
So,
I didn't mean
anyways,
to, my mom no, our mom and dad or our both of our moms would do this thing, which I don't do to my kids because I hated it so much that I don't do it to my kids, was they would play
tickle your
music
feet.
very loudly in the
Oh, that.
morning to wake us up,
Mhm.
like
Yep.
happy, like, really fast, like, exciting music, and I'm like, "I am going to throw that stereo through the window." Like, oh my gosh, it was very startling way to wake up.
Yeah. That or singing very happy songs.
Yeah.
Well, so the first time you meet someone and you're having to wake up really early and you don't even know who it is, automatically on the hate list, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's a
"Who the
great
heck are
start.
you?
Yeah.
Why are you making me wake up?"
Yeah. And you just know, I'm assuming it was Erendis that woke her up. And Ancalimë starts getting mad at her. Erendis was like, don't get mad at me. This guy out in the courtyard wants to meet you. I just blame him. Like, it wasn't me who decided to wake you up earlier. Blame the guy downstairs.
Yeah.
Because she could have warned Ancalimë who this was. And yet Ancalimë, first thing she says is, who are you?
Who the heck are you?
Yeah.
You
So,
smell like beef and cheese. You don't smell like Santa.
so don't love that. As a mother move there, not loving that. Because this is just gonna get so confusing. Um, well, instead of acting hurt or offended by Ancalimé's question, Aldarion's actually kind of proud. Quote, and though his face was stern, he smiled within, for he saw there a child of his own, rather than of Erendis, for all her schooling. He's like, that's my girl. Getting grumpy about waking
Sassy.
up? Yep, that's mine. You can't school out genetics. Well,
Mm-hmm.
Aldarion finally says to Ancalimë, quote, you knew me once, Lady Ancalimë, but no matter. Today I am but a messenger from Armenelos to remind you that you are the daughter of the king's heir, and, so far as I can see, you shall be his heir in your turn. You will not always dwell here, but go back to your bed now, my lady, until your maidservant wakes. If you will, I am in haste to see the king. Farewell. And he kissed her hand, walked away, got on his horse, and rode away with a little wave of his hand.
So, I mean, he kind of did an okay job in the sense of
He,
not scaring her, of like,
yeah,
I'm your dad. Why are you acting like
yeah,
this? Your mother
yeah,
ruined you.
yeah,
Um, but it is kind of weird to not say exactly who he was, but
right,
maybe he's gotta ease into it.
yeah. Well, that is one way to go about it. Um, so with that, I'm assuming Ancalimë did go back to sleep because we only follow Erendis back to her room, and she's watching Aldarion right away out of her window. And it is only then that she starts crying. She's sad, but more angry than anything. She just had this expectation. I mean, she's thought about this moment for so many years. What do you think he would say? What do you think he would do? Like, and sometimes it is built up in your head that things are going to go, this perfect way. Doesn't ever happen that way, but you have hopes and dreams. But I don't think it's out of the question of reality for her to hope that he would show some kind of remorse or apologize for leaving, because
Yeah.
that did not happen at all.
You
And in
feel
fact,
bad that, like, she wants to be loved. She wants to feel like she's
yeah,
important.
yeah, not a crime. But somehow through all these interactions, somehow she felt as if Aldarion was thinking she was the one who needed to apologize and was at fault here, which,
What?
yeah. Maybe she got that vibe. Maybe that is a thoughts are not facts, but that happens sometimes, right? Um, but then she remembered her conversation with her mother, Mama Nuneth, about how it wasn't exactly the sea or Middle Earth that kept Aldarion away, but more the excitement of the journey. Do you remember that conversation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you be as
Quote,
exciting as the sea?
I know.
Will you be able to
I'll
keep him
try.
interested?
Yeah. Quote, she saw Aldarion now as something large and not to be tamed, driven by a fierce will, more perilous when chill. She rose and turned from the window, thinking of her wrongs. Perilous, I am steel, hard to break. So he would find, even were he the king of Númenor. Sorry, that is a tongue twister. So, like, I'm not the one who says sorry. He's the one that needs to say sorry. And if he's going to act all tough, then I'm going to act all tough. I don't care if he's the king of Númenor. I am as tough as the king of Númenor then, because I am tough as steel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ain't I a woman?
I am titanium.
So that's where we're going to leave Erendis for now, because we're going to pick back up with Aldarion. Now, he is riding away with his sailor buddy, and they aren't riding back to Armenelos. In fact, Aldarion had the idea of seeing what his other sailor buddy was up to, the one with the family. This guy's name was Olbar, and he was the son of the Lord of I forgot how to say all these names. I'm sorry. Hyara Storni, which was one of the sections, one of the star, points of Númenor. And this lord was named Halatan. He was actually the guy that was nicknamed Sheep Lord. Sorry if I insinuated earlier that it was Olbar that was called Sheep Lord. Maybe he will attain the nickname through inheritance as well. I'm sorry. I wasn't entirely wrong. Because it could be an assumed title that's passed down. So, Sheep Lord guy equals the dad, current lord, Halatan, sailor buddy, also father of the boy, is Olbar.
Okay.
Sorry for the confusion. So, we mentioned that Olbar was a kinsman of Aldarion, and in fact, they were cousins of a sort. Turns out the exact relation is really complicated, but basically they share a shared ancestor of great great grandfather named Vardimir Noliman, who in fact was the oldest son of Elros. So it's like way back there.
Whoa.
Whoa. Sorry about the backstory. It will come into play later. Anyways, Aldarion wanted to go to this cousin's house and think things over. Now, in my head, is that he wants to stay close by and give Erendis or Ancalimë another try? Or is this to just gather his thoughts before he heads back to Armenelos? I'm on the
Okay.
fence about which one. But when he got to the house, he was surprised at the scene he came onto because it wasn't a cold welcome. There was no fighting in the yard. There was no, man sleeping on the steps with a pillow and a crust of bread, as I'm sure Aldarion, kind of felt like he had. They were actually having a party welcoming home Olbar. There was music and storytelling and gifts and dancing. He even saw Olbar dancing with his wife, and she had this garland of flowers on her head. Like, it is
Oh.
just a joyous occasion. And at first, no one saw Aldarion. He was just watching and couldn't help but smile at the happy festivities that was just going on around him. Well, eventually, Olbar did see him, and he shouted out to him, "The great captain!" And then Olbar's son, the little rascal we met last episode, Ebal, sorry. It's
Eyeball. I like
I-B,
eyeball.
it's, it's Ibal, and yeah, it's Ebal.
Eyeball.
He sees Aldarion. Shut
He
up.
sees him because he's an eyeball.
Words are hard, okay? Especially Tolkien words.
It's literally
Tolkien words.
IBAL. Eyeball. Come on.
So the boy sees Aldarion and he runs out to him yelling, "Lord Captain!" Now, Aldarion was the happy bystander watching the fun party, and all of a sudden he turns into grumpy, wrathful, and bitter guy as he basically tells the boy, "What do you want, kid? I'm in a hurry. I've got places to be." He's just grumpy. Which we know isn't true because you and I both know he's got nowhere to go in a hurry. Like, where would he go?
Yeah.
Um, and it's kind of clear that he's just jealous that he didn't get this kind of welcome from Erendis, right? That picture is
Yeah.
painted. So the boy eagerly asks Aldarion, quote, "I would but ask, how old must a man be before he may go over sea in a ship like my father?" Oh
Oh.
no. Let's not have another one of these families torn away from
No.
each other. Aldarion replies, quote, "As old as the hills and with no other hope in life." or whenever he has a mind. Very different things.
Okay.
So it could be like no other hope in life. Like, yeah, you're the, town pariah, you've got nothing else to do, or just, whatever you feel like it, like me. Like, just feel like those very different terms there. But he does change the subject and he asks the boy if he can talk to his mom. Now, the mom comes to Aldarion and he gives her a gift, saying, quote, "It is but little return for 6 years of good man's aid that you gave me. Like, I know it's not much, that 6 years is a lot of time for your husband to be helping me, but here's a little something that I want to give you." And it is a red jeweled gold ring from none other than the High
What?
King
Does that lady
Gilgalad.
even know?
I know. And like she doesn't even get a name. They're just
Cool.
like, yeah. But when it does say, quote, he will think it well bestowed when I tell him, which
Yeah,
is kind of sweet.
cute.
Like,
He will enjoy that I gave it to you.
then he said goodbye and yeah, exactly. So then he rode off, said goodbye, not wanting to stay there and all those happy people anymore. Um, Now, it's not said that Aldarion ever spoke or saw the dad Halatan, um, but when he later heard of Aldarion's actions, he was shocked. Quote, until more news ran through the
Oh.
countryside. So he was like, why wasn't Aldarion with his family? Why was he acting so weird?
Ooh.
Oh. Gossip
Is
travels fast amongst
Halatan
Númenor.
is
So Olbar's dad, the, like, lord of that
oh,
area, so
okay.
he might even be on the council. Yeah. Um, so, Aldarion and his sailor buddy ride for a while, after they leave the house, and he says to his sailor buddy he basically says, "If you have family to visit, don't let me keep you from them. I'm just gonna head back to Armenelos by myself."
Yeah, which is nice.
His
He's
buddy
feeling the
says, quote,
guilt.
"It is very nice, yeah." He says, quote, "It is not fitting, Lord Captain." And Aldarion says, quote, "It is not, but that is the way of it.
Oh.
Farewell." Like, that's not right, Captain. He's like, no, it's not right, but,
Or like,
that's the way it
"I have a
is.
duty, I'm supposed to
Some
be
things will
helping
never
you." And he's like,
change.
"No, just keep going."
Just go. Yeah. Quote, "Then he rode on alone to Armenelos and never again set
Whoa.
foot in MRIA.
Dang.
Some finality there. Yeah. And
Oh,
that's actually where I'm going to leave you today.
I mean, I'm hoping it's getting through to him, you know? I really hope.
Yeah.
I really hope.
Sure.
No.
Yeah. Uh huh. Uh huh. Well, thank you for joining us on this journey through Middle Earth. Don't forget to follow us on the Sisters of the Shire podcast on Instagram, where we share updates and fan art and a few memes to keep things fun. A big thank you to our patrons, Dan, Kevin, Victoria, Avery, and Ryan. We really appreciate your support. It really means the world to us that you guys are willing to help keep our podcast going. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you would like to support our podcast, you can become a part of our fellowship. You can go to patreon.com/Sisters of the Shire podcast. We have tiers starting as low as $3 a month for an elf friend, $7 for a dwarf friend, and $9 as a man-woman friend, whatever you want to call it. Um, if you can't contribute monetarily, though, we totally understand. If you could please, please, please just write us a review or a rating on the podcast streaming platform of your desire. You can also comment on episodes on Spotify, and we did get some lovely comments from. I found out her name. I cannot say her name, her real name, but it is Tara. She told me to call her. Um, and it was a
You're
her.
woo.
And
It's
she
always hard to
had
know when
some
they're just
lovely
words
things
on
to
a
say,
screen.
including, yeah. Um, and she had some very nice things to say. And uh, she apparently followed some promptings that were given to her after listening to some episodes. So we hope
Yes,
you're
we hope that
you're
your
doing
life
good,
is heading in
Tara.
a direction that you want it to go and you're having, you know, happier days ahead.
Yes. I like it. I like it. So, as far as world news, Norway was 11th. It shot up to 8th. So, in the top 10, yeah. The Czech Republic is now 17th. Romania is now 35th. Bangladesh is 47th.
Go,
They're
go,
just
go.
climbing that ladder. But I think Norway was the most impressive
It's been a
one.
long
Yeah,
winter.
get it, Norway.
Maybe they're trying to get out of the darkness up there.
As far as I know, though, it's beautiful there. I've always wanted to go. My dad, who is a vast world traveler, has said Norway would probably be the one place he would settle down and live in if he had the chance. High praise.
Well, thank you for teaching me today.
You're welcome.
And I've
Until
been
next time,
Abby,
I've been
and
Ashley.
this has been the Sisters of the Shire podcast, and we're so happy that you can join us, and we hope that you were here joining us today. And we hope you can join us next time. And happy birthday, Ashley! Happy birthday!
Thank you.
Bye!
Bye.
Thank you for teaching me a day.
Yay!